Ladies and gentlemen, let's mince no words and say it aloud. The consecration and inauguration of the Ram temple in Ayodhya is the biggest political event this new year, and the Bharatiya Janata Party shall rightfully take full credit for it. There are hectic activities going on in Ayodhya even as the city gets ready for the biggest religio-political event of the year. For the Congress party, however, it is a conundrum. Like Dr. Shashi Tharoor said, and I am quoting him here, if you go, that means you are playing into the hands of the BJP. If you do not go, that means you are anti-Hindu. This is nonsense, says Dr. Tharoor. But you know, he is very well actually defined what the Congress party is going through right now. That dilemma is also that of the opposition India bloc. Even as Sitaram Yechuri, Sanjay Raut have openly refused to participate, invitations have been sent to Sonia Gandhi, which she accepted. Manmohan Singh, Mallikarjun Kharge, Nitish Kumar and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary for the consecration ceremony. Let me tell you, there shall be huge drama until the run up to 22nd of January, which is the day of the inauguration and the consecration, over the invites, because you know why? This is the time to prove who is a real Hindu. We all need cards now to tell each other, I am a real Hindu, I am kind of Hindu, but I am not. What is this anyway? And that has become more than obvious in the case of Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. You know, a man who has the name of Ram in his name, Siddaramaiah, finds himself in the eye of the storm over Ram and the temple. So, let us look at a couple of things, you know, which has happened with Siddaramaiah. First, former Karnataka minister and Congress leader Holalkere Anjaneya compared Siddaramaiah to Lord Ram. He said, and I am quoting him, Siddaramaiah himself is Ram, then why go and worship that Ram in Ayodhya temple? That is BJP's Ram. BJP does this for publicity, let them do. But you know, when yet another voice, Karnataka Minister D. Sudhakar, raked up a controversy claiming that the Ram Mandir's inauguration was a political stunt by the Bharatiya Janata Party, Siddaramaiah, the astute politician that he is, was quick to respond and said, we extend our total support to the construction of Sri Ram Mandir at Ayodhya. But it is the arrest of a Hindu activist who is around 51 years old, Srikanth Poojary, by the Karnataka police in Hubballi on Friday in connection with the 1992 riots in the lead up to the Babri Masjid demolition, which has got Siddaramaiah in a serious conundrum.
Yeah, naturally is targeting Hindu Karyakartas, reopening Hindu Karyakarta cases. So, in Rama Mandira issue, the Rama Mandira is inaugurated in 22nd. So, on that time, nobody in Karnataka to pray Rama, to pray God. That is, I think, Siddaramaiah stand. He belongs to always his ideology or Tipu ideology. That's why he is targeting the Hindu Karyakarta.
The arrest of this man on your screen right now, Srikanth Poojary, happened 31 years after a case was filed against him based on a case of arson reported at Hubballi a day before the December 6, 1992 demolition of the Babri Masjid by car sevaks.
Around 13 cases pertaining to bootlegging, then riot cases, then OC Matka cases and 41D CRPC cases, along with 3 PAR means preventive action report we have taken up. So as of now, we haven't received any letter asking for permission.
After you heard that, officer, let me tell you, it's about the timing, viewers. It's not so much about the legality of it. I refuse to go into the legality of it. This arrest of Poojary has sparked off a political slugfest in the state. The Bharatiya Janata Party took to the streets as they had warned. Party State Chief B.Y. Vijendra said, and I am quoting him here, arresting Poojary at a time when crores of Hindu activists are eagerly awaiting the inauguration of the Ram temple reflects the anti-Hindu stance of the Congress. The BJP, like I said, took to the streets. If you have visuals of those protests, let them actually put it out for the viewers right now. So, I am asking you, is Siddaramaiah facing the biggest political dilemma over the Ram temple? Those are the visuals of the protest, and I am asking you that question yet again. Is Siddaramaiah facing the biggest political dilemma over the Ram temple? Is the arrest of Srikanth Poojary a process or a well-timed response by Siddaramaiah? Before I introduce you to the experts, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, and I am facing this camera to show you that I will of course be joined by guests, but what we are talking today, vendetta politics over Lord Ram, that's the question I am asking. And now let me introduce you to the guests. Dr. Baswaraj Itnal, senior journalist, is joining us. T.S. Sankeert, spokesperson for the BJP, Vijay Grover, senior journalist, and Satya Prakash ji, who is a spokesperson for the KPCC. A very, very warm welcome to all of you here. I will first go to the journalist and then perhaps go to the respective spokesperson. Dr. Itnal, very, very difficult situation for Siddaramaiah, as it were. Look at the flip-flops he's made. If you remember his very famous what he said in the assembly once many years ago, that Siddaramaiah, he said, Ram is my middle name, so don't even tell me anything about it. But this seems, again, I am not going into the legality. If you look at the timing, Dr. Itnal, this looks like Siddaramaiah's way of getting back and trying to stymie the impact of the Ram temple consecration scheduled for 22nd.
Sudha, this entire controversy is eminently avoidable because, the man in question, the accused Poojary, had been out for 32 years and he wouldn't have harmed the law and order in the state if he was out for another few months more. It wouldn't have mattered much because whatever the legality or even the ideology of it, not only legality, even ideology, whatever the ideology behind it, it is bad timing because BJP is an expert in using the religious card, and Siddaramaiah has no business, it's bad politics to serve that card to them. At this point in time, there is parliament election coming up. So Siddaramaiah would have played safer because it is election year for parliament, and again, this is a favorite game plan of BJP. Number one. Number two, why Siddaramaiah did it? Because few weeks ago, one RSS functionary, Kalladka Prabhakar Bhatt, he made a comment saying that Muslim women want a husband or they have a husband one at a day. They need a husband every day, different husband every day. That's a comment made by Bhatt. But when there was an FIR filed against him by a Muslim lady, what Karnataka government did? Parameshwar is the Home Minister. This is a government by Ahinda, minorities and backward classes government. This is. And what the Siddaramaiah government did in the court? They sent an advocate who said that we will not arrest Karnataka Prabhakar Bhatt. So please, there is no question of any revocation of the FIR. So that has sent a lot of bad messaging. And somehow to correct that, probably I guess it's my loud thinking, that's all. Probably that's why Siddaramaiah took this measure of arresting this Poojary, which again is going to boomerang on electoral prospects of parliamentary polls in Karnataka.
Very well said, Dr. Itnal, as opening comments. Vijay Grover, Dr. Itnal put the things pretty much like what I thought. It's going to boomerang. Very bad move by Siddaramaiah. Also his flip-flop on hijab. Recently, Vijay Grover, let's not forget, one says something, the other, speaking with folk tongue, as it were. do you think that this is just a case of bad timing, as it were? Also these things
Well,
about, oh, he's greater than Ram, he is Lord Ram himself. I mean, what kind of sycophancy is this? Anyway, go on.
well, Sulasi, one thing what baffles me in this particular case is the timing of this. Why it is come, like Dr. Idnal also said. But the fact is, the fact that for 31 years this case was not closed by either party, either the police department which filed the cases, or the man himself. Because his lawyers could have always had the option of moving the ADR, which is the alternate dispute resolution format, where long pending cases can be closed because there is no evidence, or the prosecution could not produce evidences. And the fact that it was not closed by even the accused is something which baffles me, that for 31 years maybe he carried it as a badge for his political prospects, or for whatever reasons, that he did not want a closure in the case. In this particular case, there were 31 accused, and the fact that the BJP is fighting only for one of them and not the 30 others is the other surprising element. That when the FIR was filed, it was filed against a group of 31 people, and the fact that we are making a case only of this one man, Srikanth Poojary, and not the other 30. That also is a very surprising element in this. Now, who did it at this juncture? Why did the magistrate take it up, or why did the police department take it up at this time to take suo motu action? Is it following the Supreme Court directive in October 2023 that this pending cases have to be closed? That it came up in that kind of a thing, or was it a political messaging, as is being made out by Siddaramaiah or by the Home Minister, that this case was taken up for closing? Because several other cases in the district have been taken up along with this case. It's not that this particular case has been taken up for closure. There are several such cases which have been taken up for closure. So clearly, this is something which baffles, but it has given the much needed arsenal to the BJP to take this on to Siddaramaiah. And that is something which could be, very contentious in the coming weeks and months, because the elections is not just few months, it's just few weeks away, when we could see the bugles being sounded for 2024.
All right.
How it will play out, certainly nobody knows. But, the timing is something which baffles me,
Exactly.
that it is not as simple that the case being taken up at this
Yeah,
juncture.
it's out
But
of
I
tune.
also want to make a point.
Go
I
ahead.
also want to make a point over here, is the fact that the political discourse
Huh.
is now coming down to such level that at a time when COVID cases are rising, we are seeing 300 cases in the last 10 days on an average daily. And, instead of taking steps like that, or the kind of announcement that was made by Siddaramaiah, that devolution to the 15th pay commission, 15th
Yeah.
commission, finance commission, has done injustice to Karnataka, where every Karnataka should stand together, and a representation has to be made to the 16th Finance Commission to do
All
justice.
right.